Jackson Podcast.
I felt that this topic was a necessary and a mandatory discussion because I was player hating on y'all, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. A lot of people was working from home. A lot of things got convenient. Folks was conveniently at home on the phone, chilling and acting like that this was the sweetest thing that ever, the best decision that ever made ever since COVID, right? So Trump done got back in the office and he has put a lot of executive decisions, a lot of executive orders out there that I think is actually necessary. I think he's doing the right thing because we'll complain about high prices, we'll complain about the way the country is, but we'll celebrate when something is convenient for us. But me, I'm what they would call an essential worker, where everything that I do is necessary. And I never had that time at home. And right now I'm kind of glad because I see a lot of people that is disgruntled, about to be disgruntled. It's a lot of people that work in DC that live down here in Charlotte where I'm located. They live in Atlanta and they're gonna have to go back to the office. They're gonna have to go back home. They're gonna have to go back to those high prices. But I want to talk about the effects that I assume, or that not that I assume, that I know I see these effects happening. And one of the effects is the commercial real estate. And the people of the country is paying the taxes for these buildings and these facilities and all of that. When I think about Chicago, DC, New York City, and they have the big skyscrapers in the air that's completely empty because everybody working from home. Um, People like, I don't care. I didn't pay for that building. I didn't invest in that building. But the economy got to keep flourishing, man. The economy got to keep going. Those restaurants that's below that was serving those people that was in those offices every day, they closed down. Everything has a trickle down effect when you working from home. Folks are going to be inconvenienced. They ain't used to getting on that bus no more. They ain't used to going outside. I remember when I first moved to Charlotte, I used to see so many professionals with suits and ties, women with business casual clothes on, getting on the local city bus, going downtown. Now that's gone. You can go downtown at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and it's completely empty. But I want to play this video and quit talking for a minute because, you know, the video is what we here for. But the state is upset about Trump making these executive orders, bringing federal workers back to the office. But let's listen to it.
Well, the end of remote work could be near for federal workers. President Trump's new executive order means federal workers must return to the office 5 days a week. It is a policy change that's getting support now from D.C.'s Democratic mayor. Fox 5's Tom Fitzgerald's at the Capitol. And Fitz, President Trump did not delay on this one. He did this day one.
Yeah, he certainly did, Angie, and expect that this is just going to be the first step of the president's efforts to remake the federal workforce, cut through bureaucracy, and instill more what he says is efficiency. Now, remember, work from home began during the first Trump administration. Back then, COVID-19 led to precautions and shutdowns, but the federal health emergency has been over since May 2023, but yet many federal workers still work from home. A recent Senate report found that only 6% of federal workers work a 5-day full-time basis, and nearly 1/3 of the entire federal workforce still works from home. Many taxpayers who are in the nation's capital right now for the inauguration tell Fox 5 they've had to go back to work. They think all federal workers should as well.
We will also require that federal workers must return to the office in person.
People do need to go back to work, in my opinion, because everything's over now.
I don't necessarily think it's a valid. I think it's a political stunt.
Imagine how.
Hold up, I gotta stop. You see this 300-pound donut eating ass nigga talking about it's a political stunt. No. You know, if y'all watch my channel and y'all, you know what I'm saying, are new to my channel, if you're new to my channel, or if you watch my channel, you know, I base my conversation off objectivity. I'm not for Trump. I'm not against Trump. He's the president of the United States. I don't want to see him fail. I want to see him succeed. And my perspective on this is that people do need to get back to work, man. you know, everybody thinks about themselves a lot, but if you think about the whole of the country, like, I don't want to be a non-productive person to society. I want to be a productive person to society. I want to be able to produce, contribute to the success of everything around me. You know what I'm saying? You got to be given that opportunity to do that. That's why I don't believe in nobody staying at home doing nothing, stay at home wife and all of that, man. Go be a productive person to society. Go contribute to the evolving of the country. Don't be up here saying it's a political stunt, man. Real talk.
How much money it's taking to actually run those buildings? You know, I mean, no one's working there.
One of the supporters of this return to work effort is none other than D.C.'s Democratic Mayor Muriel Bowser, was cited several times over the last few years that the lack of federal workers in the nation's capital has hurt the local economy. And while some labor attorneys tell Fox 5 they expect lawsuits to try to stop the White House effort, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen says he does have concerns about this one-size-fits-all approach.
This is something we're very focused on. Again, this is an area where we want to take a scalpel and not a meat axe to the issue.
Look, the reality is that before President Trump took office, there were collective bargaining agreements where a number of workers were allowed to work remotely.
Now, while there's been a lot of talk about this, the when it kicks in, that still isn't clear. The White House releasing an announcement on this saying that they're directing federal department heads to act as, quote, as soon as possible.
Okay, I'm going to give y'all my final take on this or whatever, and I'm going to get up off of this thing. I appreciate y'all for tuning into my show. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I come on. And let's further the discussion in the comment section also, because I would like to talk to the people that watches my show. You see that Democrats in D.C. was for this also. A city not thriving is not a lively city. I don't like living in a city that got big buildings and everything and it's not thriving. It's depleting. I don't like to see the country that I live in, I was born and raised in, the only place that I really know, not thriving. It looks like it's depleting. It's in decline. That ain't what's up. And race don't got nothing to do with that to me. I don't care about who, race, or what, none of that. Black, white. I just want to see the country thriving. You know what I mean? People getting positions based upon merit. I want to see DEI counseled. I want everybody to be unified and getting this bread, man. Back to the office y'all go, man. I've been in the streets working and grinding and producing and standing on business, getting to the money in the streets, 20 hours a day, sleeping 4, getting back up, contributing to the society, man. And it's time for y'all to do the same thing. Salute, man. I'm gone.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.